How's it going, guys? Um, Wanted to make this automation build video for you guys. Just kind of going through it step by step. Um, this is going to be a client onboarding system, right? So if you guys are still manually onboarding every new client, you're probably wasting more time than you need to, right? So in this video, I'm basically just going to go over a simple way that you can automate that, right? So this will really only take a few minutes to set up. And by the end of the video, you'll know exactly how it works. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to scenarios right here, right? This is where all of your scenarios, all your projects are, all of your workflows and systems will be accessible, right? So we're gonna create a new scenario right here. Let's go and wait for that to load. Alrighty, close this out. Sorry about that. It's taking a little bit of time to load. Alrighty then. Okay. So basically how this is going to work is the first module is going to be the trigger of the automation, right? So when somebody fills out a form, this is going to trigger the system to start working, right? So our first trigger can be really any form, right? I'm going to do jot forms personally for this. So what we do is these are all of the different modules, and in these modules, there's different functions that you can use, right? So, okay, for example, jot forms. All right, so we're going to go to jot form, right? So we can create a new form. We can make a list of form questions, add questions to a form, watch for submissions, get form submissions, right? So these are basically all just different actions that you can perform within each module. But anyway, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to go to jot forms. Go ahead and get rid of that. I'm not sure where that's taking me, but we're just going to ignore that. So we're going to go ahead and just, if you already have a Google account, just go ahead and sign up with Google. That'll be the fastest way to be able to get in. Just bear with me for a little bit. Okay, there we go. We're in here now. And yeah, you're going to use your account, right? You're going to press continue. Yes, continue with Alex. Alrighty then. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go to this create right here with this little button. And this will just go ahead and make you a brand new form, right? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and let this load for a second. As you can see, this is having a little bit of a difficult time, but it's okay. Alrighty then. So now we're going to go ahead and press create. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and create a form. So you can basically use AI to create a form, right? Which will make it really easy. So you can just list like all the fields that you want it to basically create for you automatically, which is, it gets it done for you really fast. But I'm actually going to do this from scratch for you guys, just so you could see like the full process, right? But using AI definitely is it's a way to get it done quick. But we're gonna make this custom. All right. So organization name, company logo. Okay, we don't really need any of that right now. All right, form. Go ahead and drag your first element form here. Okay. So here. We're gonna go ahead and do this right here. Okay, so for the heading, we're gonna make a heading right here. All right, then. All right, we got it. Okay, so let's do. Okay. Go ahead and book an audit, right? Alright then. And then we're going to, whoops, my bad. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click the next section. We're going to add an element, right? So we'll go ahead and start by adding the full name, right? Get your client's full name right here. Then we're going to add the next element, which will be the email address, right? So boom, you just go ahead and get the email address right there, right? And then we'll go ahead and put another one for the phone number. And then we'll do, let's do an appointment. Let's do that, right? With a calendar already set up in there, okay? So, yeah, okay, so great. So yeah, that'll be the form, right? So we go ahead and go to publish, right? So then basically what we can do from here is we can just, now it's automatically saved once you create it like that, right? So boom, this is what it's gonna look like. So we can go ahead and just go to publish, and we can open this in a new tab and go ahead and fill it out. But before we do that, right, this is where we're actually gonna connect it together, right? So we're gonna go for watch for submissions, right? So here, let me actually go back, just kind of walk you through it again, right? So we're gonna find the Jot Forms module, Jot Form, perfect. Okay, form submissions, watch for submissions. So it triggers when a new submission comes and fires the scenario automatically after a new submission message is received. So whenever a client fills out the form, it's basically gonna watch for a submission and it's gonna trigger the workflow. So we're gonna do watch for submissions. And then this is a webhook right here, right? So we're gonna go ahead and add a webhook. The connection, let's go ahead and add a connection, right? So basically you're gonna need an API key for this, right? This is pretty simple right here. So you're gonna go ahead and go into here, back into Jot Forms, you're gonna go ahead and click on your profile, right? We're gonna go to settings. All right, and then we're gonna go to API, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new API key. See how this says read access right here? We want this on full access, right? And then we're just gonna go ahead and copy this API key. We're gonna go ahead and go right back into make. Go ahead and get rid of this. And then we're gonna paste that key right back into it, all right? And then we're gonna go ahead and select the team, right? Oops, no thank you. Let's go ahead and ignore that for right now. No team assigned, right? Form, I believe this is just going to be, which one is this? Hold on, let me go ahead and check. What's the title of this form that I made? Yeah, this one's form, as you can see at the top right there. So this one just says form. Gotta go ahead and change that, actually. Make that a little more, made that a little more difficult than it needed to be. All right, so basically now we have this fully connected, right? So we'll go ahead and test this out really quick, right? Let me actually change the name really quick. AI audits form, sure, okay. Don't know why this says form up here. Definitely don't want our form to just say form at the top. That wouldn't be a great form. So Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I actually don't think I need that. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that. It's kind of in the way for no reason. Okay, so there we go. Looks better now. All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and test this out, right? We're gonna go to publish. We're going to open this in a new tab, right? So just gonna go ahead and put information into here, right? Just gonna put a random number. Alrighty, and then sure, we'll just go ahead and book a random time. Actually, before you do that, what you want to do is click run once, right? So when you click run once, it's basically actively waiting for new submissions, right? That's basically how you activate the scenario for it to actually like still be able to trigger, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and press submit. Okay, so boom, there we go, it worked. So basically I got everything back, right? Okay, webhook URL name, okay, form title, AI audit form, and then basically it has my name right here, right? Alex Lozano, has my email, and then has this phone number, right? So this is all the client information. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so here you go. Here's the name, full name, Alex Lozano, phone number right here. And then here is the appointment time right here, which actually isn't even giving us a real date right now, which I do need to actually fix that. Oh, you know what? It's because I didn't select the time. I just selected a date. Okay, well, anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next part. I'll go ahead and select that on the next test that I do. So now, right, what we have is the watch for submission. So now this is going to trigger as soon as a client fills out your form, right? All their information is going to go straight into this module. It's going to trigger the workflow. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our CRM or database, right? So this for right now will be a simple Google Sheets, okay? So here's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to go ahead and make a new Google Sheets first, right? So let's go to Sheets. Let's go ahead and, all right, perfect. So now we can go ahead and create the fields, right? So let's do first name, last name, email, address, phone number, date booked. Okay. So these are all the fields that are on the form, right? So now, actually, let me go ahead and name this right here. Audit. Let's just say database. All right. So now, okay, there we go. So now we're going to go back, right? So this is where now we're going to add the CRM to the workflow, right? So let's go to Google Sheets. We're going to add a row, right? So here's all the functions that you can basically do through Make automatically. What we're going to do is we're going to add a row, right? So this is going to add a new client to the CRM, right? So basically you're going to start out by making your connection, right? So I'll go ahead and do that with you guys. So you're going to go ahead and just click add and then sign in with Google. This will be really simple. This is like just regular authentication through Google, right? So this stuff is just set up for you automatically. So just go ahead and grant access, right? So there you go. So it'll automatically connect you to your account. You want this to be in search by path. It'll automatically just find everything for you. You want this to be in my drive, right? So we're going to go ahead and click the spreadsheet name. Okay, here we go. AI audit database. There we go. So now we found it. We're going to go ahead and go to sheet 1, right? Okay, so then perfect. Now, right, we have all of the fields that are in our Google Sheets database, right? So as you can see, first name, last name, email address, phone number, date booked, right? If we go over here, you'll see all these fields right here, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna map all the information from the jot form, right? As you can see right here, this is exactly how we're gonna do it. So we're going to click name right here. So here's the first name. We're going to drag this right into the first name field. We're going to go to last name. We're going to drag this last name into the last name field. Then we're going to go to email address, right? We're going to go ahead and drag and drop this email address into here. And then here is the, where's the phone number? Oh, right in front of me. All right, there we go. So then here is the phone number. And then for date booked, let's go ahead, submit date. This is just a bunch of numbers right here. Okay. I'm not sure why it's outputting the date like that. Okay. It's basically just giving me a bunch of numbers right now. Okay. Go ahead and figure that out in a minute. So basically, all you're doing is automatically mapping all of the fields that are filled out in these forms by each client, and all of that information is going to be automatically filled into your database, right? And it's going to add a row into that database, right? So this is how you get all of your clients' information onboarded and organized, like really, really, really easily. And once again, super easy, done automatically for you. You don't have to touch anything, right? So then after this, what we're gonna do, right? And actually, let me go ahead and test this out with you guys, just so you guys can see exactly how this would work. All right, so let me go ahead and close out this old one, close out this API window. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and click publish, right? We're gonna open this in a new tab. Here we go, so first name, right? Email address, right? Alrighty, there we go. And then we're gonna go ahead and click here, and we're gonna click 11 a.m. Right, so now we have a selected time. All right. So let me go ahead and turn on my scenario. Right, before we submit this, we always have to click run once that the scenario is actually activated and actively watching for the responses. Right. So here we go. We're gonna click run once. We're gonna go right over back to here. Whoops. We're gonna go ahead and go right over. Hold on. Sorry about that. Go ahead and go back in here. Then we're gonna click submit. Alrighty. And then now it returned all of our info. Right. So here we go. July 15th, 2026, 11 to 12. Okay, perfect. So now it finally returned us an actual date and an actual time. So let me go ahead and go back and remap that for you guys. So date booked. Go ahead and go to here we go. Appointment slot. Should be right. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna go ahead and be this right here. Date booked. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so then, right, let's go ahead and go back to our database and see what got filled out, right? So now it created a new row, aka a new client, right? So first name was put in, last name was put in, here's their email address, Here's their phone number, right? Here's the date booked. We're actually going to go ahead and organize this a little bit, spread this out here. Okay, that looks good. We're going to go ahead and actually wrap this because some of these people's emails can be pretty long. So what this is just going to do is basically when, this text goes out of the frame, it's going to automatically just kind of stack on top of each other so it doesn't like go out of the frame, it doesn't look all disorganized, right? So there you go. Now this is what it would look like actually in the database. Obviously without the date booked yet, but we're going to go ahead and get that information in there on the next test run. So now we're going to click new module, right? We're going to make a Gmail module now. Okay, so this is going to send an email. Okay, so now we're going to send this email to, right, we're going to add a recipientant, right? Basically what we're going to do is we're going to map the person who filled out that form. We're just going to go ahead and take their email from the job forms, right? We're going to map it right here. And now it's going to automatically email that address that was filled into the form, right? So that'll be the exact client that filled it out. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and make a subject, right? Welcome to your AI audit, right? We're just going to keep this real simple, okay? So then this is the content. So that's just the subject line, right? And then here is the content, right? So this is the actual like body paragraph, essentially, right? So, okay. Welcome to, actually, no, we're going to work this differently. Okay, we have got your form submission for your AI audit. And then we're going to go ahead and just put the booked. Once again, you guys can kind of make this email however you guys want to make it for your clients, right? It's kind of giving you an example here, right? So then we're just going to go ahead and put the book time right here that they put into the form that they filled out in the form, right? Here's the book time, right? Okay. Excited to agency. Sure. All right, just a simple email, right? This is basically just letting the client know, like, hey, we got your form, saw you filled it out, right? Excited to help you guys out, and then basically just confirms like the book time in there, just that they know. All right. Go ahead and save. Hold on. Go ahead and save this again. And then what we're going to do now is create another Gmail module, right? So that now you get a notification as soon as this is filled out, right? And now it'll send an email to you automatically saying, hey, here's this client, right? Here's their info, basically. Here's the time that they booked. Whatever you'd like to notify your team or yourself with. So let's go ahead and make this right here. Right, so this you just manually type in, right? Because this is just going to be your personal email address. You wouldn't have to map in anything from the job form because the only email that's getting mapped into the job form is obviously going to be your client's email, right? So this right here, you just manually type your own email address, okay? or whatever email address you want this email to be sent to every time. Okay, so the subject line is going to be, let's just say um, new AI audit form submission. Okay, I'm going to go to content, and then has been submitted. Right. We're gonna go ahead and go to client info. Right. So boom. Now we'll do first name. Right. Right here. Okay. So then we're gonna go ahead and take the client's first name. First name at name. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go here, open this up. First name, just go ahead and plug that in right here. Last name, we're gonna go ahead and plug that in right here. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and put their, honestly, we'll still put their email in there, just that it's, just that it's extra organized, just that, even though obviously you're already gonna have that. So, okay, and then now we're gonna go phone number, right? So once again, we're literally just mapping all of these variables from the first module. Okay, phone number, boom, right? Go ahead and put that in here. And then we're gonna go date booked, or no, we'll put appointment time. Okay. And then appointment slot input, right? Okay. It's 2026, 07:15, 11 a.m. All right, and then let's go ahead and I mean, this basically seems like everything. Yeah, seems pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so then boom, right? Go ahead and save this again, just to get that error off the screen. Okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and test this out again one more time, right? Not sure what that was. Okay, let's go ahead and open that in a new tab. Computer's doing some interesting things right now, guys. It's being very, very strange. Okay, so let's go ahead and put all this into here. Let's put in a random number. Alrighty. Go ahead and book us a random time. Alrighty, and then we're gonna go ahead and go back right before we submit it. Right, we're gonna run the scenario once. Okay. Click submit. Let's go right back. Okay, so boom, everything worked. Alrighty, so then basically this triggered right here, right? You'll know because you'll get these bubbles right here, and these are basically, this is just all the information that went through your workflow, right? That's what's gonna be in these bubbles right here, right? And so, basically these informations pass through in what are called bundles, as you can see right here where my cursor is at, right? So you'll basically get a bundle of information, as you can see right here, right? So basically just output it all of the client's information essentially, right? And then that information just gets passed on to the rest of the workflow, right? So boom, trigger started right here, right? Now this information is getting stored into our Google Sheets, right? So let's go ahead and see. Yep. Okay, so as you can see, we got the first name, we got the last name, we got the email address, we got the phone number, and we have the date booked with the time, right? Perfect. So now, right, this went ahead and sent an email over to the client, right? This is the email. Okay. You can go ahead and see the input, right? It's the input bundle that went in, and then right here, right, the output is 1 cent email, right? So that's how you know the email was sent, right? And then this is the input information for this Gmail module, right? We got the first name, Alex, last name, Lozano, got the email address, got the phone number, and the appointment time, right? And then we got the subject right here. Okay, 1 email sent. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our Gmail, okay? Let's go ahead and see if this email was sent to us. And if, we like the format that it was actually sent in, right? Go ahead and make some adjustments if it doesn't look right or look the way we want it to look. Okay. So, okay, I don't like the format of this email. Actually, this is not very organized, okay? So let's go ahead and see if we could change that. I'm assuming it's because I have it in raw HTML, which can kind of raw HTML, like for whatever reason, it kind of like bunches everything together. For some reason, it doesn't really allow you to, like, when you make paragraph spaces, it doesn't really like organize it well. It kind of like ignores it a little bit for whatever strange reason. But yeah. So okay, first, okay. Welcome to your AI audit. We are excited to work with you and help you scale. Sure, just something really simple, right? Once again, okay, then we're gonna go and go to booked time. Okay. And then, okay, we're gonna go ahead and put the book time from the forms. Okay. So boom, there we go. And honestly, we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing for this email because I already know it's gonna look exactly the same if I don't change it from raw HTML to collection of contents. Okay, go ahead and add body content. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and paste this all right back in here. Okay, so boom, there we go. Alrighty then, let me go ahead and submit this. All right, Alex is on. Okay. You know what? Actually, to make this more realistic, let's just do some random email. Okay. All right, so this would just be somebody else's random email, right? This is not going to actually be sent to me. Okay. So let's go ahead and pick up a random date, select a random date. All right. Before we press submit, go ahead and run this once. So now we're actively waiting for submissions, right? Our workflow is actually working. Okay. Let's go ahead and press submit. Okay. Should have triggered. All right. So, yep, everything went through. Now let's go ahead and go back to the email and see what our email is looking like now. Okay. Okay. Looks much, much better now, as I expected. Okay, so it says a new audit form has been submitted, client info. Okay, first name, last name, email, phone number, and appointment time right here, right? So this is the information from this Gmail module right here that was sent to myself, right? And actually, honestly, just to go ahead and, confirm that this email right here that we're sending to the client to basically confirm their booked appointment with them. We're actually going to go ahead and do this again and put our email in there just to see what it looks like, okay? because we wanna be sure, obviously, that everything looks right. Okay, let's go ahead and open this up and do this one more time. It does get quite repetitive at times, but hey, we deal with it though. Okay, alrighty. So then let's go ahead and do this one more time. Let's make this quick and simple. Alrighty, let's go back over. Perfect. Everything ran. Okay, let's go and go back out. Okay, so now we got our welcome to your AI audit. Welcome to your AI audit. We're happy to work with you and help you scale your business. Sorry, can't talk. And then here's the book time right here, right? Okay, so then obviously here's the internal notification for myself, just letting me know that there's been a new AI audit form submission from a new client, right, with all of their info here. And then obviously the CRM has been updated every single time as well, with all of the client stored information right here. So yeah, this is basically the entire automation. Like I said, very simple, not complicated at all, but it's just a simple client onboarding system that saves time, keeps everything organized, and just make sure that nothing really falls through the cracks, right? So if you guys found this helpful or want to see more automations like this, let me know what you guys would like me to build next. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.